Hello everyone, welcome back to Asteroid Digital Technologies YouTube channel. If this is your first time here, this channel is dedicated to data analytics, teaching tools like Microsoft Excel, SQL, Power BI, and Python. Kindly like, share, comment, and subscribe to stay updated whenever a new video is released. In today's Excel tutorial, we will explore 9 essential Excel functions for HR professionals. By the end, we will apply these functions in various ways through a case study. My name is Ezekiah Omoyemi. Let's jump into Excel and get started. Here we are in Microsoft Excel. Let's see what each of these functions does before applying it in our case study. The first on the list is the VLOOKUP function. What does the VLOOKUP function does? It searches for a value in the first column of a table and returns a value from a specified column in the same row. The syntax for it is equals to the VLOOKUP, and you can see once you type the value, the IntelliSense is going to give you the idea of what the function does. Then it requires the following argument: the lookup value, which is the what is the specific value you are looking for in the in that particular column. Then the next is the table array. The table array is where is that column, where is the column located? Where is the table array that you want it to search the lookup value from? Then the next is the column index number. The column index number is the actual column where you think your answer is located. Then the last on the list is the range lookup, which is optional, right? So that is the VLOOKUP function. The next on the list is the match function. Now, the match function is similar to the VLOOKUP function in the sense that it finds the position of a specified value within a range and returns its relative position. So if you're looking for the relative position of a particular value, the match function is the go-to guy that can get you that. The syntax is equals to the match function. You see the IntelliSense as well will tell you what it does. The argument, now it requires three arguments. The lookup value, which is similar to the VLOOKUP, because the match function is one of the lookup functions in Microsoft Excel. We have the VLOOKUP, the index, the match function, the HLOOKUP, the XLOOKUP, and the lookup function itself. All of these 7 to 6 functions, these are the lookup functions in Microsoft Excel. The lookup array. The lookup array is the actual table where you want it to look for that particular lookup value, right? And the match type, is it the exact match or the relative match? So the match type is an optional argument. The next on the list is the filter function. The filter function helps you to extract values from a range based on specified criteria, and the syntax for that is equal to filter function. It requires three arguments in which two are essential. the array, the include, and the if empty. The next is the if function. The if function tests a condition and returns one value if true and another if false. The syntax for that is the filter, rather is the if, which checks whether a condition is met and returns one value if true, another value if false. The logical test, which is require the value if true, which is as well required, and the value if false, which is also required. The next on the agenda is the COUNTIF function. The COUNTIF function counts cells in a range that meets a specific condition. The syntax for that is the COUNTIF. The two arguments is the range and the criteria. The criteria is what you are actually looking for. The next on the agenda is the Iserror. Now, it checks if a value is an error of any data type and returns true if it is, false if not. And the syntax for it is error. It requires only one argument, which is the value you want to check. The next that looks like it is the is any. This checks if a value is specifically the any error and returns true if it is. The syntax for that is any, and it requires only one argument, just like the is error. So that is for is any. And the not function, which reverses the logic of a condition, turning true to false and false to true. The syntax for that is not, which requires only one logical argument. The last on the list is the Isnumber. Isnumber checks if a value is a number and returns true if it is and false if not. If for instance, so the syntax for that is number and the value. If you supply this the value and press enter, can you see it will tell you what true because 7 is a number. And if you put a text here, if you put a text here and press enter, it will tell you false. So this is how Isnumber function works. Next, we are going to be applying all these functions with in our case study. Kindly use the link in the description box below to get the exact file that I'm using in this tutorial in order to follow along. In our case study, we have two lists of participants in a training program. The first list contains those who took the pre-evaluation test, while the second list contains those who took the post-evaluation test. We want to identify participants who took the pre-evaluation test but didn't take the post-evaluation test, and those who took the post-evaluation test without taking the pre-evaluation test. We will apply these functions by nesting them together to solve this problem. If you would like to follow along, you can download the exact file using the link in the description box below. Let's get into it. First case, what we are going to do is to get the total participants for each test. So I'm going to use the COUNTA function to do that. The COUNTA counts the number of cells in a range that are not empty. Then the range, you supply the range and press enter. And so 34 participants took the pre-evaluation test. Let us check if it is the same for the post-evaluation test. Count A, supply the range, press enter, 32. Okay, so we have 32 participants who took the post-evaluation test while 34 took the pre-evaluation test. What we want to do now is to get the list of those who did the pre-test without the post-test. So what we want to do here is we want to check for those who took the pre-test but who did not take the post-evaluation. We are going to be using the in this case here, we are going to be using the if function. We are going to be using the if, we are going to be using the not, we are going to be using the is error and the VLOOKUP function. So these are the functions we are going to be using in this case. To start with, we say, okay, if not, if, then it is requesting for the logical text, but we are not going to supply the logical text. I'm going to nest with the not statement. I'll say not which changes false to true or vice versa. Then as well, it's requesting for the logical test. The next I'm going to do is error, which checks whether a value is an error and returns true or false. Then the next function I'm going to be nesting according to this order is going to be the lookup function. So the VLOOKUP, what it does, then it's asking for the lookup value. The lookup value is what we are looking for. So we want to check starting from this. The next thing I'm going to do is where is the table array? The table array is going to be this here, right? I'm looking at this table array, which is E. So I'm going to say E. So it means that I'm looking at this range. You can see if you scroll down. So I'm looking at this range. So this column range. All right. Then what is going to be my column index number? The column index is going to be what? It's going to be 1, right? Why is it 1? Or do you know what? Let me do this for you. Let's do something. I'm going to get rid of this column. Let me get rid of this column by deleting them, and this column as well by deleting them. So we have this two, right? This is our pre, while this is going to serve as our post evaluation list. All right, let's come back. Let me get rid of this. This time around, we are going to change. Then it will be B. All right. Or then what is going to be our column index? The column index is going to be what? Column 1. Why? Because we are checking from the left. So we have just two columns here. 1, 2. So we want to check for the list here. Then what is going to be our range lookup? We want the exact match. So which is going to be false. Then let us close this. I'm done with the VLOOKUP. I will close. It remains the is error. I want to close. We close the parentheses. Then it remains the if logical function here. And then we say what? If what is the value if true? To check this, if it is true, then what the value if false is going to be, it will return empty. So I will use this double quote here, close the parenthesis. So what is happening here is this: the if, which is our logical function, it will check if this was the value here, if it is present in this second list here, in the post evaluation list, it will return that particular name. And in a case where it could not find it, if false, it will return empty. So there will be nothing that is going to be there. All right, why this? What this does basically is to check if the names here can be gotten in this second list, which is our post evaluation list, right? So the is error here, it checks if our what, in a situation, if our function encounters and encounters an error, it will take care of that. And the not which is asking for the value, right? The value we want to check, which all has been what, nested here, right? This is going to take care of all of that. All right, let us execute. Press enter. Once you press enter, let us flash fill. So if you flash fill, come down and flash fill, and let's see what we get. Now, here we are. Can you see that where the formula finds the list, where the functions find the list, it returns the words, the names of those who took the word, of those who took the post pre-test without taking the post evaluation test. And where these names in the pre-evaluation test cannot be found in the post-evaluation list, it returns empty. So that is what the if function here does for us. All right, and here we have the list of those who took the pre-evaluation test but fails to take the post-evaluation test. All right, let us continue. This is one method. So the next method here is we want to return the names of those words of those people who fails to take the post evaluation test while we keep those who took the post and the pre-test. To be using the words these functions, the if, the is error to take care of any error we may encounter, and then the VLOOKUP function. So these are the functions we are going to be making use of in this case. All right, to do this, we will start again by starting with our condition statement, which is our if, our logic function. Our if, then we are not going to supply the logical test now. The next one is we are nesting it with the is error. So is error, then the next is going to be our VLOOKUP. Then it will request for the lookup value. The lookup value is this. Then where is the table array like we did the other time? It's going to be this, right? This column, this column. So comma, what is going to be our column index number? So our column index number is still what? Column 1, because we just want to return the list of those who are not in the post evaluation list. So it's going to be 1. Then we want the exact match, which is going to be false. Close the parentheses. We are done with the VLOOKUP. We are done with this. Now we are done with this. The next is the is error. We don't need to do anything. It's just we have used this to take care of any error. Then the next function is our logical function. So it will ask for the value if true. So it's going to be this again. If it is true, and if false, we want it to what? To return empty list. So that is what we are doing there. Press enter, and now it shows that nothing is working, right? Yes, because that is exactly what we have asked this function to do, to return empty where the names are what? Are also in the post evaluation list. Let me control Z. Let us flash fill. Okay, good. Here we are. Can you see that we have returned just the names of those people, those participants who fails to take the post evaluation list. So it is similar with what we did here. We are going to be doing here is to extract just the names of the people who took the pre-evaluation without the post evaluation using the filter function. If you are using lower version of Excel from 2019 downward, you might not have this filter function compatible. But if you are using anything above 2019 365, you can make use of this filter function. We are going to be using the filter function, the isNA function, and the match function to extract just the names of those who took the evaluation without taking the post evaluation. So the filter is NA and the match function, right? Let us start. I will say equals to the filter, then where is the array? Definitely the array is here. Now, the downside of this filter function is that when you are applying it, the table must have equal structure in terms of height and width. So they must be of equal data structure. But if you look at our case here, we know that we had more people who took the pre-evaluation compared to the post-evaluation. They are not of equal data height. The reason why I have to extended the word my array ranging from A2 to A39 to accommodate what I want to do, right? The next is you are going to use the is any, which is on the second on our list. Is any the value, we ignore that and we say the match function to get the what the relative position of the list of those participants. Where is our lookup value? So our lookup value is our post pre-evaluation list. Then where is our lookup array? Our lookup array is going to be our post evaluation list as well. You can see now they are of equal height. All right. Then our match type is going to be exact match. Close the parentheses. Then our if empty, we say nothing, press enter. Here we are. Look at that. So these are the names of those words of the participant who fails to take the post-evaluation test using filter is any and match function. Next, what we are going to be doing is we want to we want to extract this same list name of people who did not partake in the post evaluation test using the COUNTIF, using the filter, the COUNTIF function. So I want to use these two functions to achieve the same result that we have here. All right. I will start with my filter function as then the array is going to be this. Remember your data structure. Then I will next with the COUNTIF function. Then the COUNTIF is where are we looking for this particular, where is the range? The range is here. All right. Uh, our range is here. Okay. Then where is our criteria? Our criteria is going to be our pre-evaluation list. So that is our criteria, this evaluation list. Close that, equals to 0. Now this is our include. Our include is going to be 0 and nothing close. Look at that. Still, we still got same result, right? You may be wondering why 0 here. Why am I saying equals to 0 in this list? Because I'm using the count function. So this the count function, let me edit F2 to edit. Alright, this count function here, what it does is this part checks whether the participants in the post evaluation list to see if they appear in the pre-evaluation list, which is in column B. Now, in column A, if the student is present, it will return what? The list for us. And equals to 0, the condition filters out only those in what? In column B. So it filters out those in the post evaluation list whom they count in what? In the pre-evaluation list is 0, meaning they took the what? The they took the pre-evaluation without taking the post-evaluation. Alright, so that is what we have done. Now, to now get those who those who those who did post evaluation test without pre-evaluation test. We want to get those who did the post evaluation without the pre-evaluation test using the words, the filter, the filter and the count if. I'm going to use the same method there, but we are going to reverse the case. We say filter, where is our array? Our array is going to be the post evaluation this time around because we want to get those who took the post without the pre, right? Then we want to check it, count if these words, if the pre those who took the pre-evaluation, those who took the pre-evaluation are also in the post-evaluation. When you count, then what is the criteria? The criteria is going to be this. It's going to be this, then equals to 0 and nothing here. So this checks whether those in what? The COUNTIF checks those in the pre-list, in the pre-evaluation list are present in the what? Post-evaluation list, and then filter it based on the words in the post-evaluation list. Press enter and here we are. So these are the names of those who took the post-evaluation test without taking the pre-evaluation test using the filter and the COUNTIF function. In our last case, we want to now get the list of those who took both tests. So lists of those who took both tests. So we want to get the list of those who took both the pre and the post. In this case here, we are going to be using the filter function. We are going to be using the Isnumber, and we are going to be using the match function here. And let us go. We say the filter function. So what are we filtering now? We are going to filter based on our pre-evaluation list, right? Then we now want to check if is number to check whether a value is number and return true or false. If it's number, then we are nesting it with our match function, which will help us to return the relative position of those lists, right? So the match, what is going to be our lookup value? Our lookup value will be this as well. Our post-evaluation list, pre-evaluation list rather, then against the what? The post-evaluation list here. Uh, where is that? I lost that. Oh, sugar. We are not done. Okay. And then we will now say what is going to be our match type will be the exact match. Then close that comma, close this number, and the filter we say in case they are not in the same list, we say no match. Close the parentheses and press enter. Here we are. So these are the list of those who took both tests, who took both pre and post evaluation using the filter, its number, and the match function. So this is how you can use these 9 Excel essential functions as human resources professional. You don't need to cram, just understand the basics of how each of these function works. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, you can drop the comments. I value feedback using the comments section box. Do well to like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel.